On February 6, 1961, Carolyn Lima and Leslie Elaine Perez, then known as Leslie Douglas Ashley, arrived at the Houston office of realtor Fred Tones for a prearranged sexual encounter. Authorities discovered Tones's body later that night. He had been fatally shot 6 times and then burned. Lima and Perez evaded police for 3 weeks, driving Tones' Lincoln to Galveston and New Orleans before the FBI found them in New York City. The Beatnik Killers, as they were referred to by the Houston press, were back in Houston the following month, facing charges of capital murder. During their joint trial, Lima and Perez claimed to have killed Tones in self-defense. On May 24th, a Harris County jury passed a guilty verdict and sentenced both to death. Lima would have been the first woman legally executed in Texas in nearly a century. Federal Circuit Judge John R. Brown issued stays of execution on March 29, 1963, just 4 hours before the pair were scheduled to die. The U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals later ruled that the prosecution had suppressed evidence favorable to the pair and ordered new trials for both defendants. Lima was subsequently sentenced to 5 years in prison, while Perez was declared insane and sent to a mental hospital in San Antonio. Perez escaped the facility on October 6, 1964, prompting the FBI to add her name to its list of 10 most wanted fugitives. Agents took Perez into custody in Atlanta, Georgia, 6 months later. At the time, she was working as a clown for a traveling carnival. Following her extradition to Texas, she was tried again for Tones' murder and sentenced to 15 years, serving 5. Perez came out as transgender 10 years after her release. She devoted herself to political activism, founding the Houston chapter of ACT UP in 1988. 2 years later, Perez made the first of 3 unsuccessful runs for Harris County Democratic Party chair. She died in 2005.